All right, Jake, I want to talk about something real quick that I feel like is a generally known fact in esports, but doesn't really get talked about in depth that often. And I'm not saying we're going to go too deep into it here.
No, but we're not too deep of guys.
Yeah, we're pretty surface level.
We can touch lightly on it. What is it?
Yeah, so the FGC is broke as heck.
No. No.
We don't make any money.
Wait. That is the definition of what people probably know but don't need to talk about because it's the FGC.
Yeah, exactly, right? I feel like everybody knows, but you don't really get into the numbers that often to see how shocking it
FGC
can be.
Fighting game community.
Yes.
Where Zan was born and bred. Why are you guys broke?
I mean, we can get into why. I'll tie back into why at the end. I just want to take a look at some general numbers. Okay. So, have you ever heard of Zero? He's part of TSM.
I think I've only heard of him because of TSM.
Yeah,
I follow their announcements.
That's fair. Yeah. So anyway, dude had this insane run of 56 tournaments, majors and super majors, and like other like assorted tournaments, undefeated. First place, every single one in Super Smash Brothers, right?
When was this run? Was it?
I want to say it's 2018.
Okay, I was going to say, we probably should have covered it if we had heard about it. Okay,
no,
2017, 2018-ish?
Yeah.
It's a pretty immaculate run.
How much money do you think he made?
See, let's have some fun with it really quick, okay?
All right.
Let's just go to my base. If it was CSGO, 55 tournaments. 56 tournaments. Let's take a very, very base level. Let's say first place prize for... You said majors. These are big events.
Majors, super majors, and like a couple small ones in there.
So let's just take,
but mostly like sizable events.
All right, I'll go reasonable. Let's say 250K prize pool events, which means first place probably around 100 grand. So 56, so 5.6 million bucks. My guess.
He made around $45,000.
This man's wins 56 events in a row.
Dominates. He owns the scene.
And how long was it? Does this take an entire year, or does this take multiple years?
over the course of like a year, or
probably,
like maybe like a little bit of change.
Probably
like,
over a year, right?
Maybe a year and a half tops. Yeah.
This dude wins everything possible he can in the FGC, and he makes less than probably most.
Oh yeah, there was one article from him because he's always been super open about talking about this. I think it was in 2018. He said it would be, technically speaking, more profitable if he'd worked full-time as a McDonald's employee.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, you work your 50 hours a week full-time at Mickey D's, you're probably making right around that.
Yeah.
And dude, and imagine if he had just placed second at every event.
Right?
The fall-off's probably drastic.
It's
probably below
ridiculous.
Minimum wage.
Yeah, honestly.
Right above to...
If we look at EVO, which for those who aren't into fighting games, EVO is essentially the Super Bowl of like fighting game tournaments. Mm-hmm. First place this year won 21 grand for Smash. Second place won 7. So that drop off is intense.
Yes.
That's like, it's a little sharp.
That is insane to me. Like, it actually blows my mind. Especially when you look at like Fortnite events. You got Booga win one event making $3 million. This dude wins 56 events in his esport.
Yeah.
That disparity is just like
You want another one? You want another like crazy one?
Give me it, dude.
Okay, so you've heard of Sonic Fox, obviously.
Yes, I've heard Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox might be one of the most dominant fighting game players ever seen.
Widely known name.
Yeah. So he, in 106 tournaments since 2014 that are on record, right? Out of those, he took first place at 56, second at 36.
Wow, he actually is. Wow.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, and it's in different games too. Like
these guys know their sticks.
He's got a roster. So like 92 out of 106 tournaments.
Placing top 2 at least.
Top 2 minimum, right? First in most of them, right? And out of all that, he's only made like a little bit over 600K.
To be fair though, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Especially in the fighting game community.
Yeah.
But when you put it into perspective of over 100 events.
Yeah.
And he's dominating.
He's a killer.
And he's probably the top earner.
He is the top earner in history. And over half of that money comes from just Mortal Kombat games because NetherRealms actually puts money into their tournaments.
And I think it'd be incredible to compare that because how many years was that run?
Since 2014.
Okay, so 4 or 5 years. We've had probably, I'm very curious. You said 600K in earnings. We've probably had a good handful of Fortnite kids surpass that amount in the first year.
Oh, yeah. When I was going through the list of like esports earners, it was like all Dota, of course, in the top 100. Tons of Dota, a couple StarCrafts. Then Bugga, and then it was just
Bugga,
like then it was just like Fortnite people.
That which also I'm not even getting into freaking name spellings, dude. It's spelled Bugga, but apparently it's Bugga. So I would. And I don't know why.
We could have an entire hour-long conversation about how nonsense esports names, branding,
how numbers begin to represent letters, like it's freaking math class all over again. Either way, though, the point came across, like, and you wonder why Echo Fox is going to die. FGC is not profitable.
Yeah, like, I mean, to be fair, Echo Fox they have the best fighting game players. I would say they have the best roster. They have all the good people. They have Mewtwo King. They have Sonic Fox. They got Tokido.
And I think impressions, a viewership is worth, bringing in some amount. But when it comes to actually being a player in FGC, we've seen it time and time again. You've obviously had your two examples. We've heard of Hungrybox as well being just so dominant. That dude was working a second job for the first so many years of his career
honestly,
until recently.
He just quit his other job.
Like I think it was like maybe 2 years ago. Maybe. He's like, I could finally quit my job.
Oh no, I think that might have been this year.
I think it was last year because I think I saw a video about him actually, a documentary.
I saw a documentary about him last year about how he was doing more tournament stuff.
It was recently.
I remember seeing a picture of him because I wasn't on the team when he quit his other job. I remember. It was this year he quit his other job to full-time.
Like let's close it on this, dude.
Yeah.
Hungrybox, one of a notorious name in fighting games. Yeah. It took him however many years till recently to quit his job. Fortnite, within its first year and a half, kids are quitting high school.
They're set for life.
Kids are quitting schooling. Screw jobs.
Yeah,
it's incredible to see the disparity, and hopefully something comes along to actually hype that up a bit.
I think what our current predictions are from talking to other fighting game people, we think the next 5 years.
I think it will. I think it will see a huge influx. We've talked about, again, I want to close this out. We talked about this very early on in this podcast, how that FGC is doing it so smart because they're not overinflating their prize pools like everyone else. And so I think over time they will see the most consistent rise.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, hopefully.
Please give us money.